My name is James Lamont. I'm the proud principal of Wild Lake High School here in Columbia, Maryland. And I never imagined myself being a principal. I grew up in a project complex. I'm from Washington, PA. I'm the youngest of six. I had five older sisters. We had our challenges, within our family. And my job, Dad lost his job at a steel mill in Pittsburgh. And that kind of really set us back. We just didn't have a lot of resources financially. My parents only went to seventh grade education back when they were coming up, which was a different challenge for them. So he went back, got his GED, got his CDL, he got a job driving a truck, so he was all over the country. And my mom she took a job where she worked from Sunday night until Sunday morning. She stayed all week, and she would take care of this older lady in our community, and they would pay her to do that. So I would go see her, whenever I could after school. So it was really me and my sister. Middle school, I didn't do very well, but I usually like a C student. When I got to high school, I was a pretty good athlete. So that was always my focus, was the athletics part of it. And sometimes I would go to school and I'd be very tired because I may have been up all night for whatever reason. Might have been some things going on in the house. And no one ever asked me why I wasn't doing my work in school. Rarely did anyone ever ask me about that. And I was not even close to having a 2.0 in high school. And I'm not proud to say that, it's the truth. Junior year, one of my coaches, he's my mentor now, Mr. Guy Montecalvo. He was a teacher and coach at Washington High School. He called me into his office. I remember this. And there was two gentlemen sitting there. I didn't know who they were. And basically what they said, if I had my grades, they would offer me a scholarship. And it really made me realize the opportunity that I could possibly have if I'd have had my grades together. There were other kids on my team that were really great athletes, and I'm like, I can play with them too, but they were going on to Division I schools. I didn't have the grades to go to any school, let alone a Division I school. I didn't have a 2.0. I was kind of hesitant whether I was going to go to any school. So what happened is I worked at a steel mill for about 8 days after I got out of school. It was very hot, I couldn't believe it, and my fingerprints had been kind of singed off, so I didn't have fingerprints. That's how hot it was. It was just very, very draining, and I could not believe how hot it was in that steel mill. So every day when I go home, I couldn't go out and hang with my friends or anything because I was just so exhausted. I could not imagine how my father did that for 20 years. It was unbelievable to me. So that was a main motivator to me. I said, I cannot do this. This brother was not made to work no steel mill. So I called my mentor and my high school coach, Coach Montecalvo. I said, can you call Tennessee or one of the schools that were recruiting me to see if they want me to go to junior college out in Kansas. And here I am. I had never been anywhere out of Pennsylvania. So that summer, I prepared myself, and when it was time to go, I didn't have a lot of money, so the resources didn't have enough money to catch the bus from Pennsylvania. Luckily, one of my family members was going to Cincinnati. He dropped me off in Cincinnati at the bus station. And didn't have a lot of money. Whew. He dropped me off at the bus station, and I had a duffel bag and about $20-something. The longest ride of my life. I cried the whole way to Kansas because I'd never been away from home. When I got out there, I was very angry, and I was angry at myself because I'm like, how did I find myself out in Kansas? And for the first couple of weeks, I wouldn't talk to many people. They thought something was wrong with me. I was just really angry. There was nothing to do there, so it really gave me a lot of time to focus on, to learn how to study. I had to learn how to study. I had to learn how to, take tests, and people would help me. And I could always do it. I just never put the time in high school to really focus on that. I realized that it wasn't about no one else, it was about me. I did not do what I should have done, is why I was in Kansas. My first year out there, the first team all-conference, All-American. We were playing the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, and I got injured. I hurt my knee. I think I missed 5 games. It made me realize, I said, you know what, you can get hurt anytime, but if I get my education, I want to make sure that I graduated from here, and I was going to do that, and I did. Because that injury set me back, because what that meant was the college coaches, They didn't have a lot of film on me my second year. Lucky I did good my first year, so schools were still recruiting me. I ended up going to a school called West Virginia University. I accepted a full scholarship to play there. I was there for 3 years to play two. We played a national championship my senior year against Notre Dame. I was very fortunate to be a part of that team. I got my first undergraduate degree in physical education and teaching from there. And then I went back to graduate school, West Virginia, got my first master's degree. And I have to say I was very hesitant. And the only reason I probably went back, or one of the main reasons, is because one of my good friends, he had sent me like a 2-page letter and with the application to grad school and explaining to me why I should apply to grad school and encouraging me, because I was hesitant whether or not I was smart enough to go to grad school. It was a confidence issue. I mean, I can always do it. I just never really had the confidence that I needed to have. But once I went back to grad school, I got all A's in my first master's. I stayed and got a second master's from School of Medicine and Community Health. So I never saw myself being a principal. One of the things I'll say, when I was in high school, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. And I could always do it. And I had a lot of things going on, family-wise. And I just wasn't focused. And I think I kind of fell through the cracks. Guy Montecalvo he's a teacher and coach at Washington High School for 22 years. Then he went and coached at Kenneth McMillan High School for probably another 10 years. He was also athletic director as well. He was very clear about his expectations, and he never gave up on anyone. The thing about Coach Montecalvo, he never gave up on any of us, and I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have him. And I think that kind of is why I do what I do, because he never gave up on me or any of my friends either. You know what? It was very exciting because like I said, both my parents went to 7th grade education, so for anyone in our family it was a big thing. But for me, I think they were very proud because of the challenges I had in high school. And the one thing that kept me going and kept me focused was I was afraid not to be successful. I saw how hard my parents worked and the challenges that we still had, and I was like, man, I do not want to find myself in that situation. You pick good friends, it makes a big difference. So I surrounded myself with good people, I think was a really, really key factor. Just having confidence in yourself. That was my biggest challenge. I didn't have confidence academically because I didn't put the effort into going home and studying every day. I was studying for a test, make sure I did my homework. So when I come to school, I didn't have confidence. I didn't prepare properly. So make sure you take time to prepare and develop that confidence in yourself. Because if you work hard, and I always say persevere, you can do anything you want. I'm a perfect example of that.